Are you looking to grow a successful, profitable business? Well, you definitely come to the right place and you're listening at the right time, because today, here on ILEAD TV, I'm going to show you how to build your company. Stay tuned. All right, well, welcome back here to ILEAD TV. I'm your host, Lakeisha McKnight, and today we're going to show you how to build your company, how to start and grow a business. I'm going to provide you with three tips today that's going to help you to do just that. So let's dive right in. Tip number one that I want to show you and give to you to help you build your company is that you must have a vision. So when you think about vision, what is the key word there? Vision. See what you see. What do you see yourself doing on your own that's going to give you the ability to have control of your time, control of your life, and really create the life that you want to live? Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? What is your passion? These are some questions that you want to ask that's going to help you to create your vision. Your vision is what you see, and it's not just one or two statements. It actually could be, at the very least, one paragraph, and at the very most, it can actually go on to a page or even two. So take some time, sit down and write your vision. Where do you see yourself going in the next few years, in the next year, 3 years, or even 5 years? Think about that very clearly. Get into a silent place. Get your notepad and your pen, right? And begin to write down what it is you want to do, what you have a passion to do, and where in that passion do you believe that there's a need that you can meet, a problem that you can solve that's going to help you to build a profitable business, because there's no need in getting and creating a business if there's no need for it, if there's no market that's looking to receive solutions. And one of the ways in which you can find out if there's a need is doing research on Amazon. Go to Amazon and look up your title or your topic in Amazon, and there should be books that may come up, or even magazines that may come up involving your topic. Now, if you see that there are so many resources regarding your topic of interest, then there's definitely a need for it, because people are creating some solutions already. So you want to make sure you do your proper research and then come up with, of course, that concept, writing it down into a vision statement, and there you go. Have a vision, write it down, and make it plain. Tip number two, when trying to build your company, is that you want to make sure that what do you think tip number two is? After having your vision, you want to make sure you have a plan. Tip number two is having a plan. What is your plan? Now, we want to really focus in on the business plan, because your business plan is definitely the area that's going to help you to have a wider view of what it is you're trying to create, and it helps you to stay focused on your journey of being an entrepreneur. Inside a business plan, there are so many aspects, and I know I can talk about this for quite a while, but I want to really highlight some of the key parts of a business plan. Of course, a part of that business plan is indeed the vision statement or the mission, what it is that your company will do, what your company will address. Then there's also the forecast financially. Where do you see yourself right now? What is the condition of the quote-unquote business right now? Where do you see yourself being financially in the next year, or even 3 years, and even 5 years? It's good to have a projection of maybe up to 3 to 5 years, so you can build your way towards that and see some progress being made. In addition to the financial plan, you also have that marketing area of your business plan that you need to outline and describe. How do you plan to get the word out regarding your business? Now, having this business plan is going to help you, especially if you're looking for funding from investors or even banks. This is going to help you to be able to stand out from the crowd, and having been focused now and having it written down on paper, to possibly getting a yes from these particular institutions or individuals. So make sure you have a business plan. We talked about it, about some of the aspects of the plan. It's not the entire plan, but those are some of the main parts of the plan that you will want to look at. So we talked about that vision, and we also talked about your business plan. Let's move into the third tip or the third strategy you will want to implement to building your company. Tip number 3 in building your company is developing a team. Notice I said team. Many entrepreneurs or people who want to be business owners start off on their own. And I'm not, of course, going against that at all, because I myself, when I got started out on my own. I didn't know how to build a team. Now, when we're talking about team and establishing a team or building a team, what are we focusing on? What are some ways in which you can build a team? Well, you definitely want to make sure that you have some traits that you're looking for in the people that you will want to recruit to come on board. People who would catch your vision. People who will be on one accord with you. Now notice that you don't know these aspects until they come on board and begin working with you. Sometimes one of the ways in which you can test the relationship is by giving them a trial run, maybe up to 3 months, as being a part of the team. Like sorta a probationary period for a job. So just seeing how this relationship is going to work out. If it's going to work, then you can talk about establishing a more solid contract where they can stay on board. So that's one thing that you want to do. But you would also want to do something else. You want to have a list of questions you want to ask them when you're doing your interviews to bring them on board. Think about that. What type of questions you want to ask to make sure they are a right fit. What are some of the skill sets they're going to bring, assets they're going to add to your company? These are some important figures, important concepts to think about, because you want to make sure you're bringing the right people on board. No need in bringing in a whole team of marketers, although marketing is very essential to your business. You want to make sure you may have someone who is good at finances or someone who is good at program development. These are just some areas that you want to focus on when bringing people on board. But also, there's another question you want to ask when it comes to developing a team. Another question that needs to be asked is, do you want to have employees versus contracted workers? Employees, they come with an hourly wage, in that they also, in most cases, require insurance or benefits as a whole. So there's a lot of factors that comes in place when you're talking about employees. But then there's the other area that you can take a look at, which is contracting out your task, which means that you don't have those other expenses that are connected to have an employee. And so with contracted workers, such as going to places like odesk.com, freelancer.com, or elance.com, these are some places that have contracted workers, people located virtually in other areas or even nearby where you live, that want to do work from their home, not necessarily in the same building that you're in. They'll do the work and finish the work, or you can establish an ongoing relationship with them. Now, outsourcing work, of course, that's another topic that we will definitely focus in on in these shows to come. But I just want to point out that there's a difference between employees and contractors. So that is another way to build your team. So let's do a quick recap of what we've talked about today to build your company. We talked about tip number 1, having a vision. Very important. You don't want to lead the blind. The blind leading the blind, you would definitely fall into a ditch. You'll definitely be walking around in circles with a lack of direction. So make sure you have a vision. Tip number 2 with building your company is making sure that you have a business plan in place. There are different ways to establish business plans. There's a one-page business plan. There is a business plan that's consisted of multiple pages, and there's different aspects involved in the plan. But you want to make sure you have a plan, because just thinking about the idea and not having a plan means it's less likely that you're going to have a successful, profitable business. Tip number 3, when knowing how to build your company, is making sure that you establish a dynamic team and that you're doing it strategically. You want to look at if they have the right traits. You want to look, for example, what assets they're bringing to your company. Do you want to hire employees or bring on board some contracted workers? So these are some areas that you want to look at so you can know how to build your company. Be sure to come back by here, ILEAD TV, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that you can learn how to build a solid business. Here at ILEAD TV, we're going to provide you with great content about business strategies and how to establish your expert platform and being that leader that you want to become. So be sure to come back by to listen in and watch more great episodes and shows. But before you go, be sure to do one thing for me. Leave some comments below about how this video, how this training has helped you. Also, be sure to like this video, especially if you found it very valuable. And also, lastly, before leaving, share this video with the social networks and your following so that they can grow to be successful entrepreneurs. You do this by looking below also at the subscribe button. There's a subscribe button that's going to actually help you stay connected and receive more training on building a successful business. This is the reason why you would like to, and I encourage you to subscribe. And you do that by clicking the button, or if you're watching this video elsewhere, be sure to head over to YouTube and be sure that you look up ILEAD TV and that you subscribe to the channel. And I so want to thank you for just being a part here and watching this content. Thank you so much. And be sure to stay tuned next week as we come back with another great training to help you build and be that successful entrepreneur you're looking to become. Thank you so much and take care.